The HSC Minimum Standard of Literacy and Numeracy explained. Students need reading, writing and numeracy for everyday life after school. This is why students in New South Wales are required to meet a minimum standard of literacy and numeracy to receive the HSC. Together with the New South Wales Literacy and Numeracy Strategy, the HSC Minimum Standard is part of an effort to improve literacy and numeracy outcomes for students. What does it mean to meet the HSC Minimum Standard? Meeting the HSC Minimum Standard means having the skills to do things like write a letter for a job application or understand a mobile phone plan. How will students demonstrate they have met the standard? Students can sit each minimum standard reading, writing or numeracy test up to 4 times a year until they meet the standard. At least 30 calendar days is required before re-attempting a test in the same domain. The minimum standard online tests are 45 minutes long and include a multiple choice reading test, a multiple choice numeracy test, and a short writing test based on a choice between a visual or written prompt. When should we expect students to meet the HSC minimum standard? Students will demonstrate they have met the minimum standard online tests in either Year 10, Year 11 or Year 12. What can students do who haven't reached the HSC minimum standard by Year 12 do? Students can sit the tests from Year 10 until up to 5 years after starting their first HSC course. Students don't need to have met the standard to study HSC courses, sit the HSC exams, receive their HSC results, get an ATAR, or receive the ROSA. The Record of School Achievement, or ROSA, is an alternative credential that contains a student's record of academic achievement up until the date they leave school. The ROSA does not require the HSC minimum standard. You can show the ROSA to potential employers or places of further learning. What if a student requires disability provisions? Provisions for the minimum standard tests are available for some students with disability. Students are encouraged to speak to their teachers to determine whether they are eligible for provisions. Some students with disability studying life skills courses may be exempt from meeting the minimum standard to receive their HSC, though they will still have the option to sit for the online tests if they want to. The NESA website contains more information and resources on the minimum standard literacy and numeracy tests, disability provisions and exemptions, as well as sample test questions and example answers. For more information, please go to educationstandards.nsw.edu.au/HSC minimum standard.